What up, y'all? It's the homie Dame, and I have pink eye. That's right, let that be a lesson to y'all. Be careful whose ass you eat. So that's why, just for this video, I'm gonna wear this eye patch so you guys don't have to look at my diseased, pussing, rotting eyeball the whole time. Yeah, as you can see, I drew like a little white cross on it so it would look like Megumin's from Konosuba, except I didn't realize that her eye patch is red. So this just makes me look like I'm a Templar Crusader or something. But yeah, today we're doing a Q&A video, and I was supposed to do this when I hit 30k subscribers, but I forgot. So now we're doing it for, I don't know, 37k, 38k, 39k, whatever I'm at. Yay, subscriber milestone. So I asked y'all to submit me some questions on YouTube, on Twitter, and through email, and holy shit, I got so many. Obviously, I'm not going to answer them all, but I'm going to try and get through most of them. A lot of them were actually duplicates, so that'll be fine. I'm just going to read the ones that, you know, are upvoted a lot, the ones that I find interesting. I'm going to try to get through as many as I can, actually. And I'm gonna try to draw from all three sources, YouTube, Twitter, and Gmail. So yeah, let's just get right into it. First question from Jose Mari Arambulo. What's your musical background like? Did you have formal lessons or were you mostly self-taught? Yeah, I grew up classically trained musically, meaning I took piano lessons, I played in an orchestra in school, so I know like the technical stuff. Like I know how to read music, I know time signature, all the little notes and notation. Like I know what a cadenza is, I know what fortissimo means. But for a lot of the other instruments I play, I'm self-taught, like guitar, drums, and all that. So yeah, that's my background. Next one is from Kanashi. Are you gonna do a video ranking of all the JoJo parts after you finish the manga? Oh fuck, I'm gonna get a bunch of JoJo questions, aren't I? Am I gonna do a video ranking of all the JoJo parts? I don't know about all the parts. I mean, I could just tell you right now. The best is part 4. 1 and 2 are like tied for second, and then 3, and then part 5 is the worst. I mean, there's not a lot of content there for a video. But I will do like JoJo rankings. Like, I was thinking of doing like a ranking of all the characters, like every single one, even like the minor ones. And I was gonna do a tier list of like every single arc throughout the whole anime. And then obviously I'd probably do another one when part 6 comes out, and then I plan on reading the manga after that. So you know, there'll be a lot of JoJo ranking content in the future. This is the most ill-fitting eye patch I've ever seen. Jesus. This one is from Mike, or Mike, I guess. Is there an anime that you consider to have incredible music and listen to outside of watching the show? Yeah, K-On! Like actually, that's I actually listen to After School Tea Time on the regular just cause, I don't know, man. It's K-On! I guess other answers would be like Monogatari. I listen to the Violet Evergarden soundtrack a lot too, now that I think about it. This one is from Wind J. Question: in your opinion, what are the most overrated anime? Oh man, y'all know how I feel about using the word overrated. What does it matter if people like or don't like a show? How does that affect how good it is? But I guess if I had to say, I don't know, I think Code Geass is a little overrated. I think it's fine, but oh, here's one. I think that Steins Gate is like, it's not that it's overrated because it's good. I like it a lot. It's just there's nothing in that show that I haven't seen in like other time travel films. Like Steins Gate is good because of the characters, but everybody acts like it's like, oh, the time travel is gonna blow your mind. Like the second half of the show, man, it's like if you've seen like time travel stuff in other media, it's like Steins Gate doesn't really offer anything new in my opinion, but it's still good, but because of the characters. Next one is from Killer Nuva. I don't know. Oh, I see you around in the comments a lot, man. I always see your long ass like commentaries, man. Shout out to you, because you always be giving that engagement. I appreciate you. I see you. Okay, here's a question. Have you read Soso no Frieren yet? It's a great fantasy manga. Yeah, summary. Yes, I have I've read Soso no Frieren yet. Man, it's really good. If you guys want like a really good fantasy manga that's got a lot of really well-written characters, it's really thought-provoking and very gut-wrenching at times, I'd recommend reading Soso no Frieren yet. I'm not that far in it, but yeah, it's amazing so far. This one is from SRFN, Surfin, maybe. Any tips for someone who isn't too sure about what they want to pursue in life? I'm gonna assume you're young. You really have all the time in the world to decide. People like to put these artificial, arbitrary deadlines on when you have to figure out your life, but all of that is really just, you know, societal constructs, man. Like, even if you're like 35 and you still don't know what to do, your life's just getting started, man. Us humans, dude, we're here in the world for a long ass time. So I'd say the biggest thing is don't rush it. Don't jump into something and commit yourself to something just because you feel like you need to figure out your life direction. And I understand people gotta support themselves. People got family they gotta support. You gotta pay bills. But at the same time, don't trap yourself when, you know, there's so much time to explore and so many different ways to find out who you really are and what you want to do. Don't be locking yourself in a box too early, man. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make is, if you're not sure, don't rush. That's the biggest thing. Okay, this next one is from Rayendra, I guess. More personal question. What motivated you to pursue a musical career? I've always loved music since I was a little kid. And you know what? I never really went into it thinking that I would make it into a career. Like, if I wasn't making money at all, I would still be playing music. I would still be writing, producing, making beats, making songs, you know, playing my little instruments, because I just love doing it, man. And it's just that I'm lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to make money from it. So yeah. Okay, next question is from Squiddo. Which anime would you want it to be if you were in there / if it was in real life? Which anime would you prefer it to be? Hentai doesn't count. That's an interesting way to word it. What anime would I want it? I guess you're saying what anime world would I want to be in? None of them. Anime worlds look like they all suck. Even the slice of life ones. Nobody acts like a real person. It's a nightmare. But no, if I actually had to pick, I don't know, maybe Konosuba, because, you know, it seems chill. Maybe I'd hang out with Kazuma's party, have a drink with Aqua. That's always been my dream. Bonus question: what are your opinions about penguin bone marrow? What? Servile says, hey Damian, I've been loving your content since the Attack on Titan theme song video. Do you have any future projects that you want to do? Also, have you seen Nichijou yet? Yes, I've seen Nichijou. It's one of my favorite shows. And thank you for watching that Attack on Titan video, and thank you for supporting since then. Do I have any future projects that you'd want to do? Yes, of course. I'm always thinking of crazy ideas for videos, and you know, I'll keep it under wraps for now. Y'all will see. Stay tuned. You know, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Y'all know, you guys know what's going on. Adil Zenisov says favorite JoJo character, except for Yukiko though. Y'all know my favorite JoJo character. It's fucking Dio. Sakshaman says prove that you're the homie, Damian. I don't know. How do I do that? You want me to suck you off or something? Hashtag bro job. Real homies suck each other off. Homosexual. Barca Forever says, have you watched Gintama? I loved your reactions on the opening, so if you can do for the series, I'm sure it will be your favorite for sure. I haven't watched Gintama. That's one of those big shows that, like JoJo, I haven't watched despite watching so many anime. And I've said it. I've been teasing it for a while now, but I got something special planned for Gintama, so it'll take a while, but y'all will see Gintama on this channel. Eventually. Rage Brage says, what is your favorite manga / anime, and who is your favorite character from that series? I should have answered this one first. My favorite, we'll start with the anime. My favorite anime of all time is Kill la Kill, and my favorite character from that series is Ryuko Matoi. Not like a controversial hot take, but yep, that's what I like. My favorite manga, now this is where I might get roasted a little bit for it, but I don't give a fuck. My favorite manga of all time is To Love Ru. That manga has a very special place in my heart, and I love it so much. Even to this day, I'll still read a couple. I'll go back and read a couple chapters or an arc from it just to get a laugh or two. And my favorite character from To Love Ru, probably Lala. Lala's pretty cool. Dominic Nelson asks, Do you ever feel like a plastic bag blowing through the wind? Bro, that's crazy how Katy Perry's career has like fallen off. Like, I mean, not that she's like irrelevant now, but at the height of her popularity, to think that just a few years later she'd be where she is now with like barely anything on the Billboard chart, it's like, that's a crazy drop off for a pop star that was at her level. Sademan Flow says, if you had to decide for 2 anime studios to work together to animate a good anime, which 2 studios would you pick to make it? What? That would be kind of confusing for 2 studios. I guess I'd want Studio Trigger to do like the animation and everything, and then like Studio Shaft to just throw in head tilts and like random intercut film frames. Bad Dude on the Screen asks, what are some of your favorite things outside of what this content involves? Favorite books, live action films, cartoons, video games, etc. I recall you liking horror such as The Witch and The Lighthouse. What about things, films/books like American Psycho? American Psycho is really good. And I love The Witch and I love The Lighthouse. What are my favorite things outside of what this content involves? I'm assuming, outside of anime. I'm a live action film guy. I love movies. There was a point in my life where I was watching one new movie every single day just because I love film. I love the idea of filmmaking and writing a script and directing and cinematography. I love all that. And I also love music, obviously, as I'm sure you guys can tell. And let's see, what favorite books do I have? Fuck, what the fuck is even a book? My favorite book, I guess, is this might not count as a book because it's a theater play, but I love The Death of a Salesman. That's a really good one. I actually have never seen the play live itself, but I've read like the book. And as for live action films, oh fuck, there's so many. It changes every single second for me what my favorite movies are. I'd say The Exorcist. I love The Exorcist, William Friedkin. I love Wes Anderson movies. I'd probably pick like The Grand Budapest Hotel or something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. It changes. I like horror movies. That's what I like. What's my favorite cartoon? I'm guessing you mean Western cartoon. Avatar: The Last Airbender, no contest. What's my favorite video game? Oh god, I love Nier Automata, the whole Nier series. I just got finished playing Replicant. That shit was dope. I love the BioShock series. I love the Persona series. As I've said many times on this channel, I played every single Persona game, even the first 2. And all the spin-offs too, like Q, even the dancing games. Yeah, those are the video games I like. Just this fucking eye patch, bro. Keeps sliding down. Block Vader says, I love the JoJo stuff, but would you actually ever make videos/tutorials about music production? Even something like Shady Cicada, where you give yourself a dumb time limit, could be cool. Also, favorite song from the JoJo OST. Some suggestions I've got are Canzoni Preferte. Sorry, I love the soundtrack. Okay. Would I make video tutorials about music production? Yeah, I mean, why not? I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. Like teaching or making tutorials isn't really my thing. I guess I could, but like analysis and breaking down is more my like what I like to do. But I mean, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't do it because that does sound fun. And as far as favorite song from the JoJo OST, I guess besides the openings you're asking, I like Kakuin's theme. Y'all know what from part 3. I was really vibing with that. I don't remember what it's called though. I know it has a name, but yeah, Kakuin's theme. Mr. C001 says, top 5 favorite manga and underrated series you want to get recognition. Oh man, I hate doing top lists. I don't rank the things I like. I just like things. Well, you already know that my favorite manga is To Love Ru. I don't know, what else do I like? I like the Kaguya-sama manga. I like Berserk. I like, yeah, I don't know, man. What's an underrated series you want to get recognition? Dandadan. Y'all saw the video on that. And what else? Oh, I started reading this new series, relatively recent. There's only like 5-6 chapters out right now. It's called Otto Man. It's about this dude whose superpowers come from how much he loves his wife. It's an interesting read. I'd suggest that you guys check it out if you want a good fighting superhero manga. Joe Mama says, will you ever play JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven? That's the video game, right? No, probably not. Just because it looks like it has a lot of spoilers for the manga. I don't know, maybe once I'm done with the whole series, maybe. But no, not in the near future. Killer Queen says, what was your funniest / most memorable memory when you were in school? Could be elementary, high school, college, etc. Oh man, how do I even pick one? You know what, I could just pick any random memory and just come up with a whole story time video for y'all. But let me see, what's one I could just tell really quick right now? So this one time in college, this is back when I was in school, me and my friends received word of what was called a twerk fest in another college that was in our city that was not ours. And we were like, oh, we like twerking. We like women shaking around in an erotic manner. Let's go. And as we got there, the party clientele was a little... They were all of the fairer complexion, if you know what I mean. I'm not trying to get racial, no racism here, but my white sisters, man, you know I love y'all. Y'all are beautiful, but some of you, not all, can be lacking in the backside department. And, you know, in a party called a twerk fest, that's kind of a prerequisite. You don't think so? So we were like, man, okay, this is fried. How can we salvage this night? So we went to go to the DJ booth. They hired like a DJ or somebody to like, you know, play some music. And we were like, bro, get out of here. Let me hop on the mixers. And we put on some like underground hip hop art, because they were playing like pop music or whatever. So like, let me put on some underground weird hip hop that none of these people would listen to on the regular, because everybody was already like super fucked up. So nobody could even tell what music was playing anyway. So we had a bunch of like white girls twerking to MF Doom and like Pharaoh Monarch and like, you know, all these like underground unknown hip hop artists at the time. And that was how we got our entertainment and salvaged the night. Iona Demi says, have you watched Netflix's Castlevania anime? And if so, what are your thoughts? Yeah, I have, and it's really fucking good. You guys should go see it. I haven't played too many Castlevania games. I played like Castlevania Lord of Shadows, which was terrible. But yeah, the Castlevania anime is really fucking good. Master Frogger says, what's your best girl and best waifu? They are different things. That is very true. That is very true. The best girl is not necessarily the best waifu. I don't really do the whole waifu culture thing, but if I had to pick, like, waifu being like someone who you could fantasize of being if they were real, that's a character that you'd actually consider being in a relationship with. Rin Tosaka, #1 waifu, bro. I love Rin. She's so dope. Like the Twin Tails. I love the tsundere. Rin is dope, man. As for best girl in general, who just is like just my favorite female character, y'all know I love Aqua, man. Aqua from Konosuba, dude. Aqua is my fucking self-insert, dude. If I was an anime character, I would be Aqua. And if we could hang out and just have a drink together, just as like homies, that would be literally my dream. Fly Young Sloth asks, hey man, what's up, dude? Just wanted to ask how you'd love it in our home city, Chicago, bad or good. I love Chicago, man. Growing up, I hated the city, which is why I wanted to leave it. And I lived in many other places. I've mentioned living in Los Angeles before. And after time away, I realized, man, Chicago really is one of the best cities in the country, dude. A lot of people always be talking about LA and New York, and even nowadays Atlanta gets more love than Chicago, but Chicago is really, really a dope city. And people are like, man, but that weather though, I don't want to be freezing my ass off half the year. And yeah, I feel you. That's kind of why I wanted to leave in the first place, but it's just got such a vibe to it that just can't be matched anywhere else, man. I love Chicago, bro. Shout out to all my Chicago fans, bro. We live in the best city on the planet. Naruto fan says, is there a thing you would change in JoJo? If there is, what is it? Yeah, I would change it so that it's good. No, I'm just playing. What would I change in JoJo? I guess off the top of my head, I would change part 3 so that the pacing is a little better. I would just even just a little bit, shorten it down to like the length of part 4 and part 5. Like if part 3 was around that 38, 39 episode mark, I think it would make it a lot better. Error Young says, hey Damian, will you go to an anime world if you have given a chance? What anime world will you live in and why? I think I got that question already. Last question, what is your viewpoint in our current world? What? What is my viewpoint? My viewpoint is this camera I'm staring at right now. What do you, my viewpoint on what? My viewpoint on like what, abortion or something? Like what? Emrys Hundal says, what is your favorite JoJo intro? Oh, another JoJo question. After having watched it all, you guys know what my favorite JoJo intro is. It's Great Days, man. Motherfucking let the voice of love take you higher. Laughing Trudon says, would you ever consider watching the Spawn HBO animated series? I did not even know that was a thing. Are they really making a Spawn HBO anime? I love Spawn, man. I used to read the comics back in the day. So yeah, man, I would definitely watch it. I hope it's really bad so that I can make fun of it. But if it's good too, that'd be great. This is legitimately the most uncomfortable thing. Fuck pink eye, dude. Resuri Dunno. Hey, not an anime question, but what are some of your favorite bands / artists? Love your content, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Appreciate that. What are my favorite bands, artists? So my favorite band of all time is The Strokes. I love The Strokes. I love that gritty, New York sounding indie rock. And my favorite artist that's not in a band is Kanye West. Even today, man, even with all the bullshit he's up to now, it's just, I really do think he's a musical genius. And he has fallen off a little bit, I'm not even gonna lie. He is doing some foo-foo ass, weird ass shit these days, but he's still Kanye, man. Deadly Queen says, how tall are you? Note, this is definitely not for me to call you short. I'm actually like the exact average height for a man in America, I think. I'm 5'10", and I think the average height is like 5'8", 9, 10, somewhere in that range. So yeah, I'm like a perfectly average height person. But a lot of people say, oh, are you tall for an Asian guy? And I'm like, bro, Asian people are fucking tall, dude. I don't think people realize, like, especially like in backwood country Chinese villages, motherfuckers are like 6'9". Like that's probably where Yao Ming's ass came from. And Korean dudes are so fucking Koreans won the fucking genetic lottery, man. All the Korean dudes I know, or at least the vast majority of them, are over 6 feet, which is like how the fuck do you guys look like this? Melvin LG says, Damian, do you read any novels or light novels? If it is, what is your favorite? I don't really read light novels a lot. I've read the Konosuba one. And for novels, I've read Nisio Isen's Monogatari, like original Monogatari novels. And those are all really good, but yeah, man, I'm too fucking dumb to read like books like that. I need pictures. I need manga, man. Light novels got pictures, but it's not enough. SRFN says, who's your favorite waifu from Persona? Or at least your top Persona waifus? I love Rise Kujikawa, man, from Persona 4. She's my favorite Persona girl. I love that she's an idol. I love her twin tail hairs. I love that she's happy and Genki and very energetic. And I love that she's fine as fuck. J Drift says, are you big into fashion? And if so, what are your favorite fashion pieces you rock? I wouldn't say like I'm big into fashion, but I do like to I like to dress up a little nice. You know, I got my pieces that I wear. Cause y'all know I wear like the same shit on these videos cause I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to impress nobody on YouTube. But when I need to go out, you know, to the club or a party or something, or just to a little more of a little respectable gathering, I'll put on a little bit of, you know, that off-white. I got some off-white pieces. I like my Balenciaga. But you know, even a little bit lower than that, I go to J. Crew, just some simple stuff from there. You know, even PacSun. I like to keep it as simple as possible, man. And most importantly, as comfortable as possible. Ben Charles says, what made you think that the Hazamada haircut was a good idea? Bro, your guess is as good as mine. Faza says, what things did you learn in your teenage years that you still believe / stick to today? Oh, man. You know what? Let me get real for a second. One of the things that I've learned as a kid that has stuck with me and probably shaped my life is that some people just are born to be mediocre. And let me explain what I mean by that. Because a lot of the time, especially in the West, especially in our Western individualistic culture, and especially these days. People are told that they're special. People are told that they can do anything they want to do. And while that may be true, not every single person in the world can be a successful superstar, the top of their field, famous, rich, or whatever. Some of us are just meant to be regular ass people. But you know what? That's okay. I think the important thing to realize is that you gotta work hard towards these things that you want, meaning becoming that successful individual in your field, or becoming famous, or doing that. But you also have to be okay with not succeeding at that goal, because it's impossible for all fucking 7 billion of us to live our dreams. But I also wouldn't say, set your expectations low, because, come on, you got to try for something in this life, right? And I'm also not saying, settle for mediocrity or anything. I'm really trying to say, be aware of realistic expectations. And sometimes you're not going to be sometimes life isn't going to turn out the way you want it to be. And you really just got to be okay with that, man. Num B says, what was your childhood anime or the first anime you watched? Oh fuck, maybe like Doraemon or Astro Boy or some shit. I don't even remember. It had to have been some old ass shit that I wouldn't even recognize, but was probably playing in the background while I was still in my crib or something, and that I only recognized through peripheral absorption. Major Down says, this ain't a question, but spit something real quick. This is Damian. This the Q&A. You know I got hustle vibes in my DNA.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Juan Cruz Bertolo says, what's your opinion about the new animes compared to old ones? There's no difference. There's good new animes and bad new animes, and there's good old anime and bad old anime. What? I don't see how the time period that an anime or show was made in would affect its quality. Because all the shows that we like today, like Attack on Titan or whatever, are one day going to be considered old. But is that going to change your opinion on them? No, it's the same show. Yeah, so there's no difference to me. Raynar Rayendra, I think, did I answer one from you already? All right, I'll give you another one, bro. Real question. What's your top 10 favorite medias in general? Song, bands, movies, anime, or manga? You want me to list the top 10 for each of those? Or just what media, what? Okay, I'll answer your second one. I would also love to hear your favorite basketball player. You could pick one of these or none. Don't want to push you to do. Okay, I'll answer this one. My favorite basketball player of all time is Derrick Rose, man. I live in Chicago, so obviously I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan. I love Derrick Rose, Chicago's greatest son. I really love those athletic, explosive point guards like Derrick Rose. I love Russell Westbrook, and newer players like De'Aaron Fox and Ja Morant. I love those point guards, man. We Lucky Few says, what do you think about Beastars, and did you ever plan on watching it? Yeah, Beastars is dope, man. If you guys haven't watched Beastars, don't be turned off by the CGI stuff or oh, it's a furry anime. Bro, Beastars is so good. Monk E says, is there a manga you would like an anime adaptation of? Yeah, I'm reading Spy Family, and oh man, I think it's more likely than not that it's gonna get an anime adaptation in the next few years, sooner than later, because it's just so fucking popular. The manga sells so well, and I really do think that when it comes out, it's gonna be the next Kaguya-sama, as in it's going to be that next big wholesome comedy anime that just everybody watches, and it's super memeable too. If you guys read the manga, you guys know how many Kaguya-sama memes there were. Spy Family is going to be the same shit. It's just so memeable. Drew's Clues says, how did you manage to get your channel off the ground so fast? I wish I could tell you, bro. I did not expect the channel to grow as much as it did, which is why I want to thank you guys for supporting. And I don't know what the fuck you guys see in this channel that all of y'all want to like and comment and give engagement, but hey, I appreciate it. Basically, the backstory to this channel, the little anime backstory, is that way at the beginning of the year in January or February, around that time, I was moving out of my old spot, and for that last month, this fucking eye patch. For the last month that I was there, I was like, let me do a little creative project just as something to do before I leave this spot. And I was like, okay, let me try making some YouTube videos, because I wanted to do like video essay type content of like analysis of live action films, like, you know, those kind of channels like Lessons from the Screenplay or whatever, or like Nerd Writer. So one of my very first videos, and some of y'all, if you were like one of the 2 subscribers that were subscribed to me early this year, you may have seen this video. I posted a video about Parasite, the Bong Joon-ho movie, and I was like, oh, what does Parasite's success in the West mean for Asian Americans, or some pretentious shit like that. 5 views. And I was like, oh, okay, that sucks. It's like a 30-minute video. I spent a lot of time researching and editing it. And I was like, well, it looks like anime videos get a lot of views. And I love anime. So let me do some anime content. I'm okay to talk about anime all day. And I saw that anime reactions did well, but I was like, I don't want to be no reaction shit. Like, what do I look like, the normies to you? So I was like, let me do this my way. Like, I like music, so let me go with the anime. Let me look at anime from the music angle, which is why my first videos were like those musician reacts to openings, and I still do those videos, just not so often anymore. And the first one I did, it was like the 15 best, and I got it from Comic Book, the CBR, right? Which is like the worst website ever. So I got roasted up in the comments for that, but it got like 1,000 views really quick. And I was like, oh my God, this is the most viral thing ever. Like, I'm PewDiePie now. And then the first video I did that really popped was that Black Clover OP reaction video. And that got like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 views. And I was like, holy shit, anime is the move. Like, let me talk about this. Like, because I obviously been an anime fan my whole life, but I never thought I'd be able to talk about it like this. So the fact that people were actually interested in what I had to say about anime was like, damn. And then after that, I did the video that I'm sure all of you are familiar with, if not most of you, because it's probably the reason why you're on this channel in the first place. But it's the JoJo openings reaction video, which is still my most viewed video ever. And looking back, it's actually a terrible video. Like, I had such bad, this was before like I had like actual lighting and stuff, and it was just my depressing white background wall, like with nothing in it. And but I mean, the reaction content was good. Like, I think I was pretty funny in that video. But yeah, that video popped, and the rest is history from there. Ajay Kumar says, what type of anime protagonists fit your taste? Is it cool, goofy, serious? None of those. They just have to be well written. They can be any kind of personality trait as long as it's a well written one. They could be a fucking serial mass murderer, or like somebody who thinks that the Atlanta Hawks are a good basketball team, and I would like them as long as they're well written. Caesar Herrera says, what's an anime or manga that isn't as good as you remembered it? Ooh, that's a good question. I really liked Shaman King back in the day when it first came out. I read the manga and I eventually watched the anime too, and I remember that shit being so turned. Like, I would sing along to that English opening that they had. Look around you, look beyond, who can make an unbreakable bond. But then I was so excited to watch that remake that they did recently. They remade it, I think, earlier this summer or earlier this year, and I was so hyped to watch it. I was like, man, Shaman King is back. And I watched that shit and I was like, why did I like this again? And I had to go back and I had to look, because I was doubting myself. I had to read that manga again and read that anime, and I was like, man, Shaman King, it ain't really it like that. It ain't really popping like that. And I was thinking, it's not really bad. I think it's just because, I don't know, I've grown out of that kind of taste. It's like, it's almost as if people's tastes grow and change as they get older. I don't know. You know what? Let's hop over to Twitter. Let's see what people on Twitter are saying. Lido says, have you watched Dr. Stone? And if so, what is your opinion on it? Yeah, I read the Dr. Stone manga. It's really good. I'm relatively caught up on it, and it gets, the further in you get into it, I think it loses sight of what originally made it good, which is like the science stuff, and now it's a little too shonen-y, but it's still a good read. Like, the characters are fun. The plot's pretty good. Yeah, it's fine. Yesui says, okay, but do you stan Luna? I mean, yeah, I like Luna. I wouldn't say I'm a stan. My favorite K-pop group is Red Velvet. But Luna's cool, man. I like Hasul. She's dope. Harper says, normal ass question, but what's your favorite color? black. And that's not even like an emo, like edgelord answer. I just really like black. Like, it looks good with everything. Sack32 says, how many JoJo characters do you think you can fist before you die? 0? Like, they would all whoop my ass. Even like some of the like Holly Kujo would probably whoop my ass. Probably none of them. Shirotabi says, if you haven't already watched them, will you ever binge Neon Genesis Evangelion or Full Metal Alchemist? I've watched both, but I'm still down to like do some commentary for them, because I think doing commentaries for anime that I've already watched is like a different experience all on its own for you guys. Because if you guys watched, I did one for Kill la Kill, which I've obviously already watched, and I did one for Soul Eater 2 and Konosuba, and I think those are really fun to do, even besides like doing the blind reaction ones, because I'm able to like focus on saying interesting shit because I've already seen the show, so I can like crack a little more jokes, you know, be a little bit more insightful in the commentary. So I think those are interesting too. So I could definitely do one for like Full Metal or NGA or NGE. YK says, any plans on watching One Piece? You could binge arcs in one sitting. Okay, let me tell y'all what the plan is with One Piece, because all y'all been asking, when are you gonna do the opening reactions? Like, are you gonna watch One Piece? I'm probably not going to do any One Piece on this channel, and let me tell y'all why. Because I'm reading the manga right now currently for the first time, and I don't want anything to ruin my experience, because I'm having a good-ass time reading that shit blind. I'm not that far in. I'm only like 200 chapters in, which is like the length of the entire length of other shonen manga series, but it's barely a dent in One Piece. So I don't want to watch any openings and spoil myself, and as far as the anime goes, maybe once I'm a little further in, I can go back, and I think it'd be fun to rewatch some of the arcs that I've already read in anime form. So I could definitely do that in the future, but I wouldn't count on seeing a lot of One Piece content on this channel anytime soon. Actually, that's not true. Maybe I could do like tier lists of characters, and I could just do like analytical stuff once I'm further in, but don't expect any reactions anytime soon. Captain Combat says, sub or dub, and why? I don't have as strong of opinions in the sub or dub debate as I'm sure a lot of people do. I know y'all were pissed that I watched Kobayashi in English. Whatever, dude. I will say this. I always like to watch art, regardless of the media, whether it's a live action show, music, TV show, anime. I always like to experience art the way that the author intended it. And for anime, that usually means hearing the Japanese voice actors, because that's the way the author, that's the way the studio meant it to be, right? So I always like to experience that first, but also I'll watch the dub too, because I'm a native English speaker. English is my first language, so I like to hear dialogue in a language that I can understand without having to read. So I'll do that. And again, I mentioned this before, I also like a lot of English voice actors. You know, I love Sharon Millet, I like Laura Bailey, and I like a lot of Christian Sabat. Like, I love a lot of those dub voice actors that I think do just as good of a job as the Japanese. But yeah, as far as preference goes, I'll always watch the Japanese no matter what. Even if I start watching a show in dub like Kobayashi, I'll always end up watching the Japanese, because that's the way the author intended it for it to be watched. So that's the way I want to experience it. Hey, I love watching your anime reactions and breakdowns. Thank you. It's really entertaining, but are there any other types of videos you want to make, whether it's about music or even talking about your personal life and such? Much love from England, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. I answered some of that already, but talking about music or even my personal life, I think I could be down to do that. Maybe doing like a little more Q&A sessions like this, not even for any subscriber milestones. Like, if you guys want to send me questions about whatever, if y'all need advice on something, I think there was actually a question that was like a life advice one that I'll read later. But if you guys want just general, like me just talking to y'all about whatever, personal stuff or anything else, I'm down to do that. Gamma says, if you could ever collab with any artist, who would you collab with? I'm assuming you mean musical artist. I would pick Kanye, man. I think Kanye is... his greatest strength is that he's not the best producer. He's definitely not the best rapper. What makes him good is that he is a conductor in the studio. In the same way that a director directs the movie, they're not acting, they're not doing the cinematography, but they're like the leader. And Kanye's best strength is bringing out the best in artists that he brings to the studio. He's a conductor. He pulls out performances that people would normally not give, like Nicki Minaj's verse in Monster. Her whole career was built off that one verse that she did in Kanye's album. And I think that Kanye is really the kind of person that can draw once in a lifetime performances out of people like that. So I'd be so interested to be in the studio with him, working with him, just to see how he does his conducting. Jonah Creek says, what are some of your favorite anime movies, and have you seen Redline? Yes, I've seen Redline. It's really good. My favorite anime movies, I got pretty basic taste, man. I just like Miyazaki movies. My favorite one is Howl's Moving Castle. Gotta love that OST, man. Lol says, what do you feel about Kobanai losing to her car in a popularity poll? That's the most on-brand thing for Kobanai I've ever seen, dude. Kobanai is best, dude. She's just having a hard time, man. She's just having a hard time. Orero says, what's an anime that you think has bad animation but is still worth watching? Oh, that's a good question. There's so many. I guess a recent example would probably be Quintessential Quintuplets, because that is an ugly looking anime. They really, especially compared to how like beautiful the art looks in the manga. That first season really just, it looks awful, but it's great. It's still a good rom-com, and season 2 really fixes a lot of the problems with how it looked, and it's definitely worth watching. Dark Helm says, what anime do you regret watching? Also, do you regret it because it was good and you got addicted to it, or in a bad way because it was a waste of time? I don't really consider anything a waste of time, because, like, you know, I watched it and I used my time to watch it, but a lot of people put in work to make that show, so I wouldn't say it's a waste of time to watch. That's a good question, actually. You know what? I'll say this, and I may get clowned in the comments, but let me explain myself. One anime I regret watching is Naruto, and this goes back to my history with anime, because I may have mentioned this already, but Naruto is probably my least favorite anime of all time. And not because it's like bad, and not because it's the worst anime I think was ever made, because obviously there are probably you go on like the bottom ranking of my anime list, and you'll probably find shows nobody's heard of that are infinitely worse than Naruto. But as far as like shows that people know and care about, Naruto is my least favorite show, and I'll tell you why. I watched and read Naruto when it was first coming out, and I thought it was the wackiest thing I've ever seen in my life, and it actually made me hate anime for many years until like relatively recently. Actually, I hated anime because I thought all anime was gonna be like Naruto, because I'd loved anime before. I'd watched so many shows, but for some, I don't even know what it was, but I watched Naruto and it turned me off so badly towards the whole medium that I stopped watching anime for many years. And that's why I regret watching it, because how many shows and experiences did I miss in those years of not watching anime because of Naruto? And, you know, it didn't even change until I watched Kill la Kill, which is now my favorite anime of all time. I watched that show around when it came out, like 2013 or 2014 or something, and it made me remember why I loved anime so much in the first place. I was like, oh, that's why anime is good. It's like, and it was like a chaser, man. It washed out the bad taste of Naruto all those years ago. And yeah, the rest is history from there. But yeah, I couldn't even tell you like what it is about it that I didn't like. I read the manga, right? And I was like, I got into Shippuden, and I was like, maybe Shippuden will be better, and Shippuden was even worse. And then I watched the anime, and I was like, maybe this is just a bad adaptation. I don't know what it is. It's everything about anime that I hate. But yeah, I used to like vehemently hate it before, but now I've kind of mellowed out. Like, I don't really care. Like, one of my little cousins is getting into anime for the first time now, and he's watching Naruto, and I'll watch some episodes with him. I can stomach it now. But yeah, back in the day, I was like, dude, it's like if you have food poisoning, you eat bad chicken and you can never eat chicken again because it reminds you of the food poisoning. Naruto was like that for anime, because literally it turned me off to anime for years. So yeah, I'd say I kind of regret watching that. This person with a name says, sorry for Google Translate. It's all good, bro. How long have you been examined at the hospital? Drinking is fun, but please take care of yourself. You please with your videos every time. Good luck. I haven't been to the hospital. I got a strong ass liver, man. You know, I do drink a lot, more than I should, but I keep myself relatively healthy, man. I eat pretty well. I work out a lot. I drink less often than you guys think. Like these binges are they're spaced like weeks or even sometimes months in between them. Like I don't film these in succession because you guys know they take a while to edit, so it could be, you know, weeks or months in between each binge video. Jeremy Fragrance says, what instruments can you play? I could play a lot. I could play guitar, like bass, electric, whatever. I could play the drums. I could play all the orchestral instruments, violin, viola, cello, double bass. I could play the flutes. I could play the harmonica. I'm trying to learn the saxophone. I'm not that good yet, so I wouldn't say I could play it for people, but I am learning. And I'm also trying to learn how to play the mandolin because I think that's a cool ass instrument. Vici Blue, which anime have you seen? All of them. Nova, thoughts on live action Cowboy Bebop? I don't care, bro. The live action is not gonna. I like John Cho, but watching the live action is not gonna affect my love of the original Cowboy Bebop. So I really could not care less. I hope it's really bad. If it's really bad, I'll watch it, and I might do a commentary here because I think that'd be funny to make fun of it. Drapon says, do you have anime merch, figures, swords, something like that? Not really, man. And I have like a small manga collection, but I don't really buy shit like that, and I should though. It's just that I grew up fucking poor, and I was very poor up until relatively recently, so I didn't really have the money to spend on that. But now that, you know, I can spend a little bit more money, maybe I will buy some little figures, because I like figurines. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll buy a nice Rin Tosaka to keep by my desk, or maybe like a big Hitagi Senjugahara figure. Marvin King says, sing us a song, bro. You won't. Man, watch this. I got you. Bakai matai kodomo namo ne yume wo otokiru. I don't even know the lyrics. What the fuck am I doing? I can't even speak no Japanese. Michael Zien Kion. How much of who you appear as on your YouTube channel is fake? I'd say a lot, and it speaks volumes about you, because normally I'd not sub to such a channel, but something about you, homie, something keeps me subscribed, because there is a line between a fake and an actor, and honestly I think you are doing well balancing not disclosing who you are IRL and not being fake. So, well, I love your content and you as a creator, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's a good question, man. And okay, here's the thing. Anybody who gets in front of the camera is performing to some extent, whether it be on YouTube or whatever you see on TV. And I'm not about to sit here and be like, I know the move these days is to be like, I'm 100% raw and real. Like, I give you guys the real me. What you see on here is 100%. Like, bro, no, it's not, dude. Like, even if you are your real self, like at least a little percentage of that is some type of performance. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm acting. I would put it to you guys this way. What you see of me on the camera is the real me, but it's like a caricaturized version. It's a caricature of myself in real life. Like how I act on camera is usually how I act in real life, but at the same time, I'm also trying to put on a little bit of performance for you guys, because these videos are supposed to be entertaining, no? So I gotta do entertaining shit for you guys, for y'all. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm fake and I'm just being exaggerated on purpose, because that would be fucking corny, and I'm not that good of an actor, so I wouldn't be able to do that anyway. So I just do my best to be authentic, but at the same time I want to keep it entertaining. And he also says, pretty sure you are actually married. Oh, it's probably because y'all see this ring on my finger. This is not a wedding ring. This is actually like a family ring that was passed down to me. It's just this is the only finger that it fits on. So yeah, I'm not married. Wui Jung-jun says, thighs or personality? Bro, fuck personality. Naki Ruim says, what's your favorite Monogatari arc? Oh man, probably the whole second half of like that. The Bakemonogatari season 2, like Nadeko Medusa and Hitagi End. That to me is probably the best arc in any anime ever, like of all time. I can still go back and rewatch that and find new things and pick out. I've never seen a character written as well as Nadeko Sengoku was in that arc. Like, I don't want to spoil anything. If you watch Bakemonogatari, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it, it's fine. I'm not gonna convince you to watch Monogatari. It's fucking weird. Okay, and for the last question, this is one that is the most asked question by far. How old am I? If YouTube demographics are anything to go by, chances are I'm older than you. That's what I'll say about that. I'm older than you think, but I'm also probably younger than you think. I'm gonna be real, I just think it's kind of funny, like just teasing what age I could possibly be. Cause I don't know, we can make it like a little inside joke on the channel, man. Y'all will know. How old is Damian? Is he really like 89, or has he not even graduated high school? It'll be speculation. Like, is Paul McCartney actually dead? Is, you know, did 9/11 really happen? Are there chemtrails? The big conspiracy theories of the world. It's like, how old is the homie Damian? That'll be our running gag on this channel. Okay, I'll give you guys this range. I'm old enough to vividly remember September 11th, but I'm young enough to not remember the Korean War. I don't know. that should give you guys a big range. I'm anywhere between. So basically, I'm anywhere between like 20 and like 50 or 60. Or maybe not. You know, I could be just fucking with you guys. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, that went way longer than I thought it would. There were so many fucking questions, literally like over just 300, 200 comments on YouTube alone. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are answering questions. I got a lot of like questions asking for advice or something, and I'm thinking I might just do that as like a separate video, like do like a Dear Damian series where y'all just tell me your life problems, and I'll give you completely unqualified advice on how to solve them. That might be its own series on its own. So let me know. But yeah, commentaries are coming out soon. More OST stuff. I'm probably gonna do Tokyo Revengers next, the second part of that. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, like, subscribe, donate to Patreon if you want. And appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Couldn't do it without you. I really mean that. Yeah, that's the video. Peace.